Hi,
Welcome, Corolla.
hi. And thank you for letting me share our experience of having beach cleanups in Cyprus. My name is Corolla and I am from Sweden, and I'm going to try and share my screen with you guys, which I've been told there is. Okay. So, video clip, share. Right. Slideshow. I'm just trying to do this right now. Play from start. There we go. Wow, I did it. Okay, so I'm sure you probably all have heard about Cyprus. Cyprus is a very small island in the Mediterranean with a very small population of just 875,000 people. I come from Sweden, as I said, which is a culture where we recycle. And even as a young child, 50 odd years ago, we used to already then recycle by collecting cans. We brought them back to the shops and we got money, extra pocket money for looking after the planet. And later on, they were also, they started to charge us for plastic bags in supermarkets. And so immediately we started to bring our own bags to the supermarkets and reuse them as a norm. And this is something that I grew up with. And the impact of having such a formative experience and routine as a child became part of me, my person, and my character. So, in my new country of residence, I discovered that the groceries were packed into several plastic bags, and not in a regular way that people usually pack the groceries. For example, you had one bag for the pet food, one for the cold products, one for cleaning products, one for vegetables, and so on. You even got a whole bag for a pre-packed chicken fillet. And you usually had more fingers than bags for a shopping trip. So today we are actually producing about 5 trillion bags per year. And plastic seems to be everywhere. Wherever you go, you find them around your feet when you're walking on the street. You find them buried in sand on the beach and so on. So biodegradable plastic bags started to become more popular. But we also found out that most biodegradable plastic bags can still be intact and usable after 3 years, even if they're buried in soil. And then they still cause pollution and death of animals. And not to forget all the microbead plastics that we find in facial scrubs and in facial washes, body washes. Those harmful pieces of plastic might be tiny, but they are lethal to sea creatures. Unfortunately, many countries have now banned their use. So as a global population, we are all aware of the changes that we have to make. Cyprus, being a Mediterranean island, has a beautiful coastline with lovely sandy beaches. The island attracts lots of tourism yearly, who all visit and enjoy our beautiful sandy beaches. We go snorkeling, diving, and we have lots of water sports. So tourism is Cyprus' main industry. It is the first economic activity. So how does this affect Cyprus? Well, the negative impact of tourism is that massive influxes of tourists, often to a relatively small area like a small island, have a huge impact. They put added stress to the waste and water needs of the local population, putting local infrastructure and habitats under enormous pressure. But you see, not only tourists enjoy Cyprus beaches, so does the local loggerhead and green sea turtles, where both are endangered species today. Our beaches in Cyprus are crucial nesting places for both sea turtles. And the sad and worrying thing is that researchers have found that some of Cyprus nesting beaches have the second highest amount of microplastics among beaches studied across the whole world. Both sea turtles and their reliance on Cyprus beaches makes the high levels of microplastics especially dangerous for the animals. Ingesting the tiny particles of plastic is an obvious threat to the nesting turtles and their hatchlings. And the presence Or plastic can also raise the temperature of the sand, jeopardizing the outcome of the hatchings. So you can see Cyprus beaches are important to both tourism and the local wildlife. And like other beaches, they need looking after. So as Montessorians, we know of the great importance of our cosmic education. It is a cornerstone in the Montessori philosophy, providing the child with the understanding of the world they live in and their place within it. So our beach cleanup mission was then to instill and inform and include within the school the importance of looking after our planet, involving the children, their families, and hopefully reaching our wider local community to engage the children in tackling environmental problems at a level where they could see tangible results, spurring them to realize that they really can make a difference. So together with my like-minded colleagues, we decided to do something about this. It was around the time when beach cleanups started cropping up on social media, where adults and older children were organizing huge efforts to collect rubbish from the local beach. However, what we noticed that there were never any little tiny hands involved. After some thought, we realized that this type of initiative could easily be for us. So we planned to organize a beach cleanup together with the children to raise awareness about keeping our coastline clean. We started brainstorming the idea and its go about. We prepared the children with lesson plans about marine life, pollution, and the importance of keeping plastic and rubbish out of our waters, to create discussion points and to encourage questioning how, why, what, when, where, to plant the seeds of thought, empathy, and understanding. And we included, of course, all curriculum areas. So our first beach cleanup thereby took place 1 November about 10 years ago. Together we set off by bus to the seaside, and the children had brought their tools for collecting rubbish, and so we did. We collected all bits in sight and disposed of it properly. We made our own little film that I'm going to share with you, and you will see how the children are collecting rubbish, but also enjoying the beach, digging and playing in the sand. This is followed by the traditional picnic, which one tends to have packed when one goes to the seaside. All things that the children had thought of before we set off. So this little film we then shared with families, and it created great excitement, and they all became very much involved. And we then decided to repeat this event in April in celebration of Earth Day. And this has become a yearly tradition of Little Gems now. So every Earth Day, we invite people that wants to participate in our beach cleanup. And our message is that we then need to take responsibility. It is on each and every one of us to reduce the amount of litter generated throughout the island so that it does not end up in the mouths and around the necks of our sea creatures. And the message is, of course, to, if you see anything where it shouldn't be, don't be shy, just pick it up. And we have reached the goal we have set out to reach, that is creating awareness among our families of the school, to rewire the mindset of the local community and the wider community, because not only our families from the school now comes to the beach cleanup, so does their friends and friends of their friends and friends. So as you can see in the pictures, we are a huge group of people, and we enjoy our day on the beach, and then we end it with the manger cleanup. And the most important outcome of the goal was, of course, to create awareness among our children, who are our future, to create a sense of responsibility. So when you see pictures like this being drawn in your classroom with a message, as it says there, people stop throwing rubbish in the sea, from Aloysia, it makes one, it's very emotional actually, and it makes one feel very happy and proud and hopeful. So normally pictures like this, when they finish their work at the school, they file it away in their little folders. But this little girl, she came to me and she showed me her drawing, and obviously she seemed to be very proud of it. So I asked her, what do you want to, what made you make this drawing? And she explained how upset she is with people throwing rubbish in the sea and hurting the fish. So I asked her what she'd like to do with her beautiful message. Well, she wanted people to know. So I contacted her parents and explained what had happened then at the school, and asked for their permission to post her picture onto Facebook to let people know. And they gave permission, and I explained to Aloysia about Facebook, which she seemed to know about, but she didn't know that you could spread messages through Facebook. So together we posted her message. We went back to our school day, and later on in the day, we went back to check what the responses were. And there you could see messages from people that liked her message, and they celebrated what she was saying. And it was truly wonderful to see how she reacted to this feedback. We will, of course, continue with our Earth Day celebrations and having our beach cleanup every year, for our young to embark on a meaningful path towards contributing to the environment by looking after our planet, to have a lifelong positive impact on their lives, which reminds me of the beginning of when I told you of how the impact was on me as a child, bringing cans back to the shop and how to reuse bags at an early age. And this is something that's part of my being. And hopefully we can help by doing things like this, then plant the seeds in those young children in their formative years. And then it will become part of our day-to-day living, and hopefully a better future for them. And I would like to thank you all for listening to my little presentation from Cyprus.